Okay, so we're going to do some air-to-air refueling now, but we're doing it slightly difficult. So we're set up at Mach 0.65, that's 6,500 feet. Put the aircraft on autopilot and about 2,800 pounds of fuel per engine, and we're going to go into the back seat.
Shell 1-1, passing waypoint 1 at 20,000.
Swap to Rio.
Shell 1-1, on station at bullseye 288 for 150 at 20,000.
So we turn up the lights on the instruments console, and that way we can see clearly what we've got selected. Looking on the TID, sorry, on the DDD, and we've got a spike there, nothing much else, and no radar return, just the spike. So next time we look at the spike, we're going to look at where it occurs here on the radar scan, and it's a couple of degrees up. So he's above us, which is why he's probably not showing. So we'll reduce our bars to 2, and we'll raise our scan, and we get a more consistent return. Put our aspect into beam so we can see if he's there, and we'll turn our main lobe clutter filter off as well. Still not seeing anything. So we are pointing up towards him, getting a good solid return on the energy, and as the MLC is off, so probably a speed difference. One of the things we can do is have a look on PD search. Still nothing coming up. And we'll look on pulse and turn our pulse up, and yes, we are getting a return. We go to 100 miles, so that's 50. So if we go to 50 miles, there he is, 40 odd. So we'll highlight him, and there we've got him. So we've got a contact at 46 miles. He's bearing just off of our nose by 7 degrees. He's at 20,000 feet. We can give him a quick IFF, and he is friendly, so that's good. So we're going to come up to see him a little bit more because that's our tanker. So I'm going to tell Iceman to climb. Go Angels 20.
You got it.
And up he goes. So I know we're roughly heading in his right direction, so we'll go into PD search, see if we can see anything on PD search. Not a lot at the moment, but we'll let the climb happen. We'll probably have to accelerate because he's probably in our 0 speed filter. And if he is, then the filter runs across here. So nicely climbing up. We'll go plus 100 miles once we get level, and we'll see if we pick him up on the speed filter. Now normally you just have him in TACAN or getting a vector from AWACS or whatever. We're doing this the manual way just because it's a nice little exercise to do. So we've climbed up and leveled off, so we've got to sort out our radar. So we put our radar on level and we get our return coming back, but still nothing on there. So I'm going to ask him to speed up and come left 15 degrees. Turn left 10.
Roger that.
Turn left 5.
Copy that.
Speed up 100.
Roger.
And there we go. Put an increase in speed and he's plopped up. There he is. Because we now got the speed difference sorted out, 186. That's cool. We can manage that. It's Mach 0.94. That's not a problem. And we can keep a track on him. So we'll look at this, 20,000 feet, we're at 19, so we're going to come down 500 feet. Descend 500.
You got it.
He's 44 miles away, and on a bearing he's running away from us, and so his aspect ratio is 162, so he's 18 degrees. So we've got 18 degrees TA, but on his rear aspect, not on his front aspect. So that's pretty much where we would want him to be, so we're going to keep track of him. Let's find out what direction he's flying. So we'll go in here and look at his heading, and he's heading 079, sorry. So we'll go on to 079 looking here. So we want to come left 20 degrees, turn left 10,
You got it.
and turn left 10, turn left 10.
Roger that.
We'll check his heading again. 079, it hasn't changed. So 080. Come left 5. Turn left 5.
I'm on it.
Sometimes use the wrong expressions to him. 13 degrees aspect on a runaway. So 13 degrees difference off of going up his back. So we've more or less got what we want at 40 miles. So it would be 10 degrees aspect ratio at 40 miles would give us our lateral spacing of 40,000 feet. Maintain the aspect ratio as we're coming up to him, so looking pretty good as we're shadowing him through. What we do know is that he's a tanker and he's on a racetrack. We do know that he'll be an anti-clockwise racetrack, so we know he will turn to the left. No point in using up too much fuel chasing him, because we don't need to. So just as a reminder, we've got our filters out, we've got our aspect set, and we're tracking him. We could go to track while scan now. A bit late in going to track while scan. If it was a hostile, then we've been notifying him that we've got a radar lock on him. So here we can just sit behind the tank and see what he's doing. See if his aspect ratio changes. It's not changing too much as we're closing down, so looking pretty good at the moment. Once he starts turning, in fact we'll narrow that beam down, because we know the contacts that are over here we're not really interested in. We want to look at this guy. Because we're in track while scan and we're on 20 degrees, we're doing a 4-bar scan, which is why we're leaving him out. So we can go to 40 degrees and that will just be a 2-bar scan. So we can see that he's been turning now, so he's beaming us. And we can see that his return has gone from running away from us, and he's now starting to accelerate towards us. Once he comes past these markers here, we can put our filter back in if we want. That's our filter back in, and we know he's over here. $10 miles, which is whereabouts we'll start to turn in. No visual with him at the moment, so we're going to turn in, so I'll swap to the front seat. Swap to pilot. Swap to pilot.
Friendly, 10 o'clock, 7 miles.
There he is. Take all the autopilot stuff out, in a bank turn. 30 degrees, just holding that through. Just a little, about 35 degrees of bank, just to come round on the back. We know he's travelling, and we'll get all of that sorted from him now. So we'll request approach it for refuel.
Shell 1-1, Springfield 2-1, request rejoin.
So we've given him a call. Of course, we've got a lock on him then. So the PLM has locked him up. So PLM working quite nicely there. It's not really giving us any ranges. So either the Rio can get us in the back, if it was a human Rio. I'm not going to jump in the back, I'm going to switch to the pilot auto lock mode.
Target 3 miles. We locked a friendly.
That locks him up, and now it gives us our ranges. We can have a quick look and see what our ranges are. So 2 miles, 100 knots closure. So 0, 1, 2, giving us our rate of closure, our distance. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Target 2 miles.
2 miles closure of 124 knots. So clear on his left wing into the port observation position, where we would give him some hand signals. Closure of 100 knots, 1 mile, half a mile. Throttles ease back. Go standby. Go standby. Trying to get Jester to put the radar into standby. We're going to go wings bomb mode.
We locked a buddy. We locked a buddy. Watch it, buddy. We locked a friendly. It's a friendly. It's a friendly. You spiked a friendly. We locked a friendly. That's a friendly. That's a friendly. It's a friendly. That's a buddy. We locked a friendly. We locked a friendly. You spiked a friendly. We locked a friendly. You spiked a buddy. You spiked a buddy. That's a friendly.
Swap to pilot. So left engine intake for air. We've turned Jester off at the moment. Got good visual with him. Get our probe out. So we get ourselves nice and stabilised behind the tanker. We'll push in a little bit further. Ready pre-contact.
Ready pre-contact. Cleared contact.
So the aircraft is trimmed up now.
Little left. Glug, glug, glug.
And now all you've got to do is keep it in formation.
Fuel 10,500.
So the tiniest movements, but you're constantly on the stick to correct it. Of quite often you can just do it with trim. But the Tomcat's got some very powerful engines, so you can close on the tanker very easily.
Fuel 11,500.
So 2 green lights on the pod. Keep them in the green. Don't go back too far. Now ideally you keep one engine
Fuel
fixed
12,500.
and you just gently coax the other engine, slightly more power, slightly less power, just to keep where you are, because 2 big engines going forwards and backwards is a little bit too much. It becomes quite hard to control. So we'll call that job done. Ease the throttles back. Get our pounds per square breakaway surface.
Abort rejoin.
Clear.
Let's loosen up, we got this.
So down, out to the right and on to the starboard observation area. Clean up the aircraft. Back on. Go active.